technology the best.
Totally, especially when it doesn't work. Especially when you pay way too much money for Apple products. They don't fucking work. But they're the supreme computer brand, right? They're the ones that don't ever fucking die, right? The ones that don't break. The ones that you pay 3 times the money you would for a PC to get a half of the processing capabilities of the computer, right? Oh, we're recording. Hi, Steve sorry. Hi, Apple, fuck you.
You would say hi, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Well, I was like, hi, Steve. I was like, I can't talk to dead people.
He's
and I guess
super dead.
So how does one get more dead than super dead? Also, welcome to Shootin the Shibby, where we start blasting dead people who make mediocre products. Continue.
Yay.
How does one get super dead?
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about making the products, I think Wisnick's still alive.
Yeah, well, I like that guy. He was cool.
You mean the one who actually made all the stuff? Not Steve Jobs.
But I don't see a book about Wisnick. I just see a book about a receding hairline and a turtleneck.
Yeah, do you see a book about the fucking Winklevoss twins that Zuckerberg screwed over?
The Winkle who's it what's it?
What was their name again?
The Winklevoss? Are you sure those weren't like...
No idea what you're talking about.
Are you sure those weren't like the Oompa Loompas or something?
Yay, slave labor.
Slave labor is fine when it's adorable and cute.
You see the Futurama episode where they go to the Slurp Factory? He's like, I forgot, there was one that was like great. That was like, oh, what's behind that doorknob? And like, Soompa Doopa Dee doorknob. You don't want to see what's behind the doorknob. It's something like so blatant. Oh, that was my favorite.
It is pretty funny.
Futurama's the most like underrated comedy show I think out there.
I don't think it's that underrated. I don't think it's that underrated. I think everyone actually loves it.
I think everyone loves it because there's a small crowd who've seen it and love it. But like, I feel like the general populace wouldn't know Futurama while everybody knows who the Simpsons are.
Right.
Even though it was.
See, I actually, when Futurama came out, I thought Futurama was going to outlast The Simpsons, like, at that time. I did not think The Simpsons would have kept going. I thought Futurama got the popularity, but I guess The Simpsons had all the old people, I guess. I don't know.
Well, The Simpsons came first.
I guess Futurama also got a lot of popularity from Adult Swim, which adult people wouldn't watch at the time. It was mostly children staying up too late.
It's because
like myself.
Futurama kind of had the same thing as Family Guy, where they were both kind of like just teetering off, and because Family Guy got canceled after season 3,
yes, it did.
Straight up was canned, and then Adult Swim picked it up. So and it got
check it up. Oh, yeah?
Sorry, I'm just dying over here quickly. Yeah, put that marker in there.
Take your time.
And
put a marker in. We'll fucking die. We'll die like men.
And then, like, people who watched it on Adult Swim, it got, like, stupidly good ratings. And then Fox was like, oh, shit, maybe we should keep this show.
I like Futurama more than Family Guy, though.
Oh,
like,
no, I mean,
for sure.
I mean, yeah, I like it. Like, Futurama's better than Family Guy, but I'm just saying, like, for example, like, that's how Family Guy did its thing. I don't know exactly what the logistics were for Futurama. I know that Fox canceled it, and it went over to Comedy Central after season 5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, and then so seasons 6 through 10 were still on Comedy Central, while Adult Swim got rights to reruns.
Yeah. Fun facts with Ryan Kelly.
Oh, dude, I am the king of the most useless information in the world.
That's always the best, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, like, it's like I can have interesting conversations about this stuff like that, about, like, cool, like, pop culture-y kind of stuff. But, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, things that are important, like
I'm the king of
schoolwork and my
useless
job, it's
information
like,
and not recollecting it at the times I need it.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, playing Shootin the Shibby. All the I mean, I'm like, flogging Molly. It's not red flag.
Right, what's left of the flag?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you played Black Friday. Never mind. Maybe I suck at everything. All right, cool.
Well, no, you knew the Botar song.
I did.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, I did. I just forgot the Botar song at the time.
You're just like,
all the pressure of trying to beat Bob, sitting in Bride's
It's all right, you
basement.
both came in dead last.
We lost together.
And when we lose, we will lose together. No one will know anything because we're both dumb.
Well, did we have fun?
No.
That's all that matters.
I didn't.
So the other day I came to this realization. Now, I don't know if this makes me a shitty person.
Probably.
Or if this makes me just have too many friends to keep track of.
Also probably.
It's gotten to the point where with my group of friends, I don't know who's engaged and I don't know who's just in a relationship.
I'm engaged.
I know you are. I know you are engaged to our studio attendee.
That was one of the questions, wasn't it? God damn it.
That was the $200 question. Who am I engaged to? You're engaged? Holy shit.
Congratulations.
I just died in Nancy Drew for making a sandwich and I got food poisoning.
Note to self, when you play Nancy Drew, don't make yourself a sandwich because you'll die
See,
food
now,
poisoning.
were you ready for that senior detective difficulty? I don't think so.
You know our
junior
audience,
detective
you know
would've-
our audience is really intrigued when they're playing a Nancy Drew game during our
She
podcast.
does this for like 90% of our shows.
Well, then she's not a very good attendee, is she? She's more like a
She was
warm
playing
body.
like Mario Odyssey, then went to Nancy Drew, then played Life is Strange, and now she's back to Nancy Drew.
She has a more exciting life during the podcast than we do.
And one of them, I was playing Cuphead.
That's right, yeah.
You were playing when were you playing Cuphead during
Well, not
the
during it. It was
goddamn
like before. It was like
podcast?
before it.
I was gonna say, like, we were sitting here all together. Like, how were you playing? Is there just...
I was like, you didn't realize my hand's just over here. I'm like Michael Jordan's arm stretching, like playing Cuphead with one
you're
hand.
wearing like Google glasses and you're just staring at me, but not actually staring at me. And I'm like, Brian, where do you go?
This conversation's great.
Brian, where do you go when you stare out like this? Take me with you.
Well,
Look at him marching to the beat of his own drum, and I'm just like, duh.
Hey man, even if the drum just goes tap, still its own beat. But I give it to you. Yes, we are finally at the age where it's acceptable to be pregnant. Like I'm always looking at our friends like, oh my god, she's pregnant. Oh yeah, I'm almost 30.
it's like
that happened
I'm
to
an
me.
adult. You actually tried to have a baby?
I randomly thought of
Shit.
like people from high school, which I don't know why the fuck I did that.
You're thinking about other people?
No, it's just like, wonder what this person's up to. Let me look him up. I was like, oh look, she has a kid.
Last time I'm 26 and pregnant, which I guess
I'm like,
isn't
oh, let's
that
see what this
abnormal.
guy's up to. He's married with 2 kids. And I'm like, what about this person? They're
You'll
dead.
never believe what your high school friends are doing now.
What about this one? He's in jail.
When Brian's
Right.
life is a BuzzFeed article.
So
Number 7 will make you want to rip your dick off.
when she saw number 8, wow.
It made her go number 2.
That was like I saw something the other day, and like I get what they were doing with it, but still it just pisses me off because so many places do this where it's like, this girl's girlfriend proposed to her, but she didn't say yes back, and I'm like,
Oh, I saw
what?
that, and I refused
And
to
then
click on
like
it. I refuse.
it was only like a 30-second video, so I was like, all right, I'll bite. And then it was like one of the girls
got
proposes
clickbait.
to one of the girls, and then it turned out the other girl had a ring too, and she was also going to propose that day. So I was like, oh, we both had a ring. And I'm just like,
Wow.
why you had to be like, but she didn't say yes. Watch the fight. That's
Because
two
it's about
girls
those
proposed to each
ooey
other.
gooey juicy clicks, Brian.
I'm already watching
you
it.
gave
It
it to
autoplays.
No, you gave it.
Shit
to them.
autoplays, all
But
right?
you clicked
I'm
on the
already
link.
invested.
You clicked on the link to allow it to autoplay, Brian. You did it. You did it to yourself.
No, Facebook will autoplay videos if you're on Wi-Fi.
Oh,
will not
never mind. I'm
autoplay
thinking
if you're
of.
off.
It's obnoxious.
Actually, no. My Facebook totally autoplays videos when I'm on wire or the
You have to go in settings.
cellular.
You have to go in settings to turn that on.
Oh, I got unlimited. I don't really give a crap, but
I have
Oh,
unlimited
must be
too,
nice.
but I
privilege.
have unlimited too, but I still
that's
turned
WFMR's
off that.
thing. I can't take that.
So the reason I bring this up is I have a core group of friends from, my group of friends from home. I have my college friends,
You
I
have a
have
group
my
of
home
friends, a group of friends.
Friends, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's just you are way too organized.
I know, right? I have
Bob took the Google
guess when you
Google
only
Plus
have two-
circles
when you only have-
like a little too seriously. Real talk, I fucking wish Google Plus took off. When they invented those circles thing, you could
Dude,
send
you
stuff
jumped
just
right
those
on it.
circles. I was like, yes, let's go. Google
sounds
Plus,
so clicky.
wave of the future. I didn't care, dude. It was been so perfect.
I don't
just-
understand why that's such a huge thing for you, though.
Because I hate half the people I'm on Facebook with.
So then unfriend them or block them and create your own little safe space.
I do. Every time I see something like,
You
I don't care what this person
willy
does
nitty.
anymore, and I just delete them.
I do that
It's
all the
my-
time.
hey,
It's the best feeling in the world.
Here's the thing.
I like looking at my friends and seeing over 1,000. I probably talked to 20 of them.
Exactly. But the thing is, like, it's like I have like all these like shared things that I don't give a shit about, and it's like, oh, it's from Tiffany from high school. I don't give a shit about you or your shared thing about the fucking dodo. Oh, look, the dog was swimming in the water, but watch what this other dog does. I don't. It's
Tiffany,
cute and
if
all,
you're
but
listening, I
don't
care about you. Brian's just a dick.
There is no girl from Tiffany from high school. I made up the name.
Or did you find a girl at Tiffany's?
And I said, what about breakfast at her house? And she said, I think...
See, I was thinking of the jewelry store. Way to overtake my... Way to, like, just completely take my... Kudos. That was really well played.
I want. What beer is that again?
This is Neshaminy Creek's. This is not the new Neshaminy Creek IPA, which has oranges eating pine trees.
I like the pine tree.
And hops. Dude, Neshaminy Creek has the best can art. My favorite so far is...
They should do that.
They have... what's up?
Do you have more of those?
You'll have to check your fridge.
It's the tribute one.
That one's good because that's the
the Tenacious D.
God, see, there it is again. Useless information. Everyone, I need it. But no,
it's like this isn't the best triple in the world. This is just a tribute.
Triple, yes. Please rip it. Come on, make like Beyblade. Let it rip. This was from a mix pack, i.e. my friend works at a brewery and gave me a shit ton of beer because it was in his fridge. You're welcome to have some of mine, though. It's a really tall can. I don't know if I could finish it myself.
Cream ale?
Oh, that's actually the can I was just about to... That has some of the coolest can art. Croydon Cream Ale, because there's a dude driving a hot rod on it, right? Is that one? Somewhere on there?
Yeah.
That's a lawnmower,
yeah!
but okay.
Yeah, and it's just like some... podunk little house in the middle of nowhere with some dude in the beer gut and
so in other words, Neshaminy. That is
right
totally
next to
a
the
house
creek.
that lives in Neshaminy.
I don't know where Neshaminy is.
It's just outside of PA, or it's like 30 minutes outside of Philly.
Lawnmower ale. That doesn't really give me the taste, but oh well, it's going.
It tastes like a Honda. Haha, car humor.
It tastes like Eric's car.
So
the convertible lawnmower, i.e. Miata. Sadness? No. Miata's? No way, dude. He has a first-gen Miata. It's the happiest looking motherfucker
It is.
I've ever
It is
seen.
incredibly happy, and I love
There's
it.
nothing. Even when you see like track-ready Miatas with spoilers and ground effects and lower suspension, they're just like, "Grr, I'm an angry little Miata." They look like little ankle biters of a car. Like, I'm a little Miata.
You have Miatas that are just filled with Snape killing Dumbledore.
I missed any reference you were trying to make there.
You said they have spoilers. Thanks, Pip.
That you're not supposed to. Don't laugh at that. Nobody
Please don't
laugh at
encourage
that.
him.
Don't laugh at that one. That was.
Rosebud was a sled.
And your mother. No, I can't even. I know your mom. I can't even say these kinds of jokes. Anyway, so Bob, so you have your Google Play groups of friends and something.
Yeah. So I have a core group of friends from home, and I know one of them is obviously engaged because I went to his engagement party and everything like that.
Ask Jeeves.
Are you? What's the name of her game again?
Nancy Drew?
Are you Nancy Drew?
I am.
Wait a minute.
I am. I have two friends.
Thank you for being my.
That I
friend.
don't know if they're engaged or if they are just in a relationship and they live together.
Look at the hand.
I don't.
They like it. They will, and it's
I don't
scientifically proven.
see-
Put a ring on it.
I actually don't see these two particular couples often enough to be
Are
like,
they on
oh, I should
Facebook?
probably see their hand.
Are they on Facebook?
They are.
Are they engaged on Facebook?
I don't know. I don't like to look at people's profiles on Facebook.
Really?
When I'm on Facebook,
love it.
Checking people's
when I'm on
about
Facebook,
is, like,
I'll just
my
like
fucking go-to
slide through
for
it,
so many
and that's
things.
it. I barely
That's
ever
how I,
use
that's
social
how I do,
media
like,
the way
how
it should.
half my friends broke up with their significant others. I go to their Facebook and see. And I'm just like, oh, it's no longer there.
Do you just rub your nipple, be like, "Oh, I'm engaged, and their relationship didn't work."
No, I'm not happy about them.
This
being out
makes
of it.
me so bad.
That's
So
right.
much better.
This must be why I'm your best man, then.
But no, I'm just like, all right, let me. It's like I have this person hasn't talked to me about their significant other in a while. Let me check. Yeah, they're probably not together anymore. Or
You know
like
what?
They are. I'm just a shitty person who doesn't keep up with them.
Something like that happened to me when my most recent ex and I broke up, because the night before I changed my profile picture to one of her and I, and then 6 hours later I changed my profile picture back to the one that I had before, and I had 3 people text me like, "Dude, is everything okay?" And I'm like,
At least you know you have people that care. That's pretty cool.
"Oh,
They're like,
Yeah.
they have like
Which,
updates on your fucking profile.
what's that?"
They have like fucking like real time.
I found out my mom has that on both my brother's and my Twitter.
Oh, where she gets like notifications.
Yeah,
whenever you
every
post.
time one of us tweets, her phone goes off. And I don't know how I feel about it. Because granted, I use it for more professional things. Like, it's like if I'm covering a NASCAR race or if I'm, at a soccer match or something like that. Bob_on_air. I'll, like, tweet,
Oh, I don't. My
about
Twitter is
random
just
crap.
Whatever the fuck is on my mind at that time.
Yeah,
I should get one of these Twitter things.
You
I
should.
think I made one. I just haven't even verified it through
Yeah,
email
make a
yet.
tweet or totter.
Tweet.
I'm liking Twitter a lot more than Facebook.
See, I liked it a lot more before it went to the whole non-sequential. Because now it'll come up, oh, this tweet was 25 minutes ago. This one was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
And if it's for, like, journalists or
Is it-
something like that I'm trying to follow a game, it's awful.
There's no way to change it in the settings?
No.
So would they do it for what they think is like most relevant to you per se, or what's most
Basically,
popular?
not only that, but it's always a constant
Dude, that's what
refresh
YouTube,
of like
YouTube's
things.
doing too, man. With
YouTube's trying to
the
change
sub
their
feed, your subscription feeds used to just be chronological order through upload, and now they're doing it
They're
as
testing some things right now, but it's like YouTube saying, "Oh, we're testing."
their
this
entire
as
website's
an
been an
option,"
experiment since Google took it
but
over.
you know, it's going to turn into that eventually.
So
which
help
is
me
good.
God, when Google took over YouTube, it was so fucking annoying, and that was back in the day.
I hate Google so fucking much.
But we love Google because they're still trying
But
to
what
approve
about-
our
what about-
podcast on Google Play.
No, fuck Google Podcast. Fuck Google. I want to see us get on.
What
there.
about
This
Google
episode-
Groups or
Bob, title this episode "Fuck Google." Can we get on Google Podcast?
right? Just in parentheses. So whatever happened to your Google Groups or whatever?
Well, Google Plus never took off, so I couldn't do it. But as of recent, Google has given me the most fucking trouble out of like anyone else, especially for email. It's infuriating. Them and Microsoft both suck for emails. I've been trying to recover my old Microsoft account to get my Xbox account back because they did something where I needed to log back in, and I don't remember the password for my old Microsoft account because it was off of like an old email I used before college.
Fascinating.
So I don't remember what it is. And fucking, they make you do all these things where it's like, all right, give us what? It's like one of the questions like, give us a credit card you used to purchase something on there
On
one
this
time.
beer can you show me where Google touched you?
Where that tree's getting touched by the orange.
Ooh, that's a touchy subject.
Dude, I've been trying to get my account back from Microsoft for like 2 years now, and I can't do it.
Tragic.
It's infuriating.
No, that can get annoying.
See, the one thing that
I just want to play Banjo-Tooie, okay?
See, what had pissed me off with the whole Google trying to change your email address to one you had in middle school to your current email address is
my
a
God.
bitch and a half, especially when it comes to Apple.
Google's essentially the government. They're protecting yourself from yourself.
Yeah. It's obnoxious.
It's like, oh, we're trying to be safe and secure and stop you from doing things. Yeah, no one wants my fucking email address, okay? No
Yeah.
one's going to take over the fucking world because they took my goddamn email address.
I vote we just change this episode to libertarian screeching.
Well, what I was trying to do is change my former email address to my current email address for my my Apple ID. And for whatever reason, it went through.
Fuck Apple with Apple IDs, too.
It went through just,
Ryan,
no problem.
How about we do this as like a compliment sandwich? Where every time you want to say fuck something, you got to tell me two things. You're like, yay, good for this. So that's like
I haven't put a bullet in my head yet because of Apple products. Apple doing anything to change your Apple ID is literally fucking cancer. I still haven't put a bullet in my head from using an Apple product yet. There you go.
how positive of you. Thank you.
Fair enough. But when I changed it, it wouldn't let me download the apps and music that I'd initially purchased with my previous email address, even though it's the exact same.
You don't own those. Buying an iTunes song or an app through iTunes is the same thing as leasing a car.
That's why
once that counts up, you don't get none of
refuse
that.
to do
Well, that's the
anything
thing.
through
It's the
iTunes
exact same account. It just, instead of having my former AOL email address, it is now my current Gmail address.
See, I think that's one reason why
didn't-
pirating was so much so popular. Not to mention, yes, free music, but like,
Yeah.
you got
Actually-
to hold on to it.
Actually, the thing they did studies. Actually, wrong, you
Actually.
stupid idiot. They did studies that if something was easier and like even if it was only purchasable, if it was just easier to get, people would rather pay for something legally then illegally download it. So
Spotify.
Yeah. So like they say like for Spotify, for shows that give you a way to purchase it in a very simple way, people would rather purchase your shows than pirate it. There's a reason why shows like the fucking Walking Dead or Game of Thrones are some of the most pirated shows. How can you watch? If you miss an episode of either of them, where can you watch it? I'll give you a hint. Fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Aren't they HBO shows?
The Game of
Thrones is, Walking Dead is not.
AMC.
AMC doesn't have a website where you can.
They do,
but
but you have to have a cable login.
You have to have a cable login to do it.
Oh. Well, I mean, how are these people watching the shows in the first place if they don't have cable?
They do. Some of them. I know for AMC, you can watch it on the website when it's on.
Oh.
But the thing is also just if you're, just put it on your website and then just put ads on it.
That works too.
Just do that. It's the fucking same.
You just do what the news do and just put your ads on during all the school shootings. 9 dead. Pepsi Cola. Terrible tragedy.
This school shooting is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. So when your kid's dying in that ambulance, just remember, if you can go for a good, cold, refreshing Dr. Pepper. Don't consider them with school shootings. I like Dr. Pepper, and I'd love for them to sponsor us one day.
I love Dr. Pepper.
I'm going to say you severed that tie pretty fucking hard. I'm just going to put that one out there.
It's not like they would ever sponsor us anyway.
Oh, you never know. I bet you, when we're almost famous, 100 years down the road, somebody's going to be like, oh, let's just
100 years down the road? Yeah, we're going to be pretty fucking famous for being 125, 127, and 128.
Indeed. I'll find the cure for death. And we'll live forever.
It's just like from wise words from somebody I forget. This game of life sucks because it still has permadeath.
Yeah, but
sad but true.
Indeed. Was there anything else you were going with the friend group and
I've interrupted
things?
you like 7
We kept
times.
interrupting that. I don't know if we ever finished off that thought.
No, it's all. I was just wondering if that is just a me thing, or if you guys kind of have gone through that as well.
There's
We're just
no.
like, are you together?
Well,
Are you
no,
Okay,
because
so
there's
no.
like
Engaged?
80,000 female thoughts memes about everyone's getting engaged, having kids, and banging, and I'm just sitting in my room diddling myself.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Try and
but-
hate?
Nothing, but that's the fucking thing that's like every goddamn meme on Facebook ever. Like there's another one where it's like everyone's off doing stuff in their lives and I'm sitting in a box. And I'm like, no, you're not sitting in a box. Shut the fuck up.
You're putting yourself in the box. Stop.
So
Well, speaking of memes and stuff, you know how BuzzFeed and other sites have find out what
Cancer?
avocado you are. Yes, they all have cancer, of course. Find out what avocado you are through all these questions and stuff.
I make fun of our live studio attendee a lot because she takes those quizzes where it's like,
What flavored carrot are you?
Pick which avocado toast you are, and we'll tell you what U.S. president you would have been. Like, how do you figure that out?
And it's just like, you would have been this president because you talk about words sometimes.
You would have been
How did they know?
You would have been FDR because you liked avocado toast on Sundays.
Well, I have my one friend that's going for master's in psychology of some sort, and she had me take a personality test, 16personalities.com, and I got ENTP, and usually.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forget what those mean, but I do know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, usually when you do those, it's kind of like the astrology things where they're so vague that it
You're
relates to
creative when
everybody.
you want to be.
Right. You're sad when things happen to you that are bad.
You're not very forgiving when someone breaks your heart.
I got ENTP/T, which is also known as the debater personality.
Okay,
And-
that's incredibly accurate for you.
Oh my god, dude! It was striking it home with the fact that
You know, what's that website?
16personalities.com. I recommend.
You
it
get
to
mad
you
when
gentlemen.
somebody makes you angry. I was like,
here's a good one. So obviously they use terms that I use, like they're saying debaters enjoy being the devil's advocate for a conversation and get too far into a conversation without realizing other people's feelings and just keep on talking, and then it results in them wondering what happened. And this, quote, this frustrates debaters, and they find that their quarrelsome fun burns many bridges, oftentimes inadvertently, as they plow through others' thresholds for having their beliefs questioned and their feelings brushed aside. I was reading this, I'm like, dear God, do they know my social security number while they're at it?
You want to go on there, champ?
Well, Weird Al Yankovic was apparently an ENTP.
He was an EMT. Good for him. Saving lives and making jokes.
Apparently, I have a longer road than most in harnessing my natural abilities, but I'm also 3% of the population. So that's cool, I guess, right?
You're close to being
You know
the
what?
1%.
I kind of want to take this test. Is it quick enough to do this on the podcast?
Yeah, you probably could. I think it took me about 10 minutes. So if you can, like, think
Casually
and
do it while we're...
casually take the test. I guess this is the time where Spencer goes on a solo part.
No, I'm still...
Oh, God. The pressure.
16 personalities test?
Indeed.
Free personality test.
So
I'll casually take this while we're...
yes, casually take the 16personalities.com test. So let's do an easy one then. What did you guys do for Memorial Day weekend? How did you celebrate our freedom of our country and all the people that sacrificed it to allow us to be this way that we are? That was a terrible way to word that.
Yeah, you're not doing that great with this whole solo podcast.
Right,
thing.
I'm already waiting for the cane to come out and yank me
It's
away.
like, all right, Spencer, you can do the solo podcast. Like, oh shit,
What's the character that does that? Is that from Rick and Morty? Oh shit! No, that's
you're thinking of the Invader Zim thing. Oh shit.
Yes, I am.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! Yes, that's what it was.
Mr. Zim, I took all my clothes off. Oh, you better get out of here before I shoot you in the face. Ah, shit. Ah, shit.
After our podcast, just watch everything by Hot Diggity Demon as long as you don't get offended easily and is over the age of 18. Continue.
His greatest video he ever did was the Animal Crossing one.
Oh my
That was the most
I don't even want to talk about it.
Combination.
Yes, I don't even want to talk
anything
about it.
anybody has ever done. Like, I really wish I could just meet him one day and just say, like, you are an absolute fucking genius.
I hope you meet him and he's a complete and utter dick.
Oh, he is.
I know, and I love it.
He is, and I love everything about it.
Me too. But what did you gentlemen do over the weekend to celebrate Memorial Day?
I went to my lovely fiance's house.
That's fun. Barbecue, all that jazz?
Yeah, they made some food. We had some burgers, some hot dogs, some pasta salad, potato salad, and I played Mario Kart with her brother.
That's cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Did you like wipe his face with Mario Kart?
Oh yeah, I fucking ruined him.
No participation trophies here,
Although
sir.
I will say, Corinne did tie me on one of the cups. We both tied for first.
Wow. And this was the wrong Mario Kart, or was it 64?
No, it was the good Mario Kart.
Yeah, the wrong one. Bob, what'd you do?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you know.
So for the weekend, my brother had people over for his birthday. So we had a birthday/Memorial Day cookout for his friends. Mm-hmm. He had like 20, 25 people over our house, which you guys have been in my house. It's, not the biggest, but we had 25 people on our deck. Wow. And
That's actually rather big.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty rad.
It was awesome. And then Friday, I went to Monday went to this very, very cool arcade up in Hawthorne, New Jersey, called Billy's Midway. And it's like $25 for an all-day pass, and you get to play retro video games all day, like retro arcade games, to where, like, Pac-Man, they had a bunch of pinball games, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr.,
Donkey Kong,
you name it, Joust, literally anything from like the 50s straight up through the 90s. It was one of the coolest things I did. Went back afterwards, had another cookout, fire, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But it was really cool. Had a really relaxing one. How about you?
I went to the Poconos, visited my father.
Father?
Actually, you'd be proud of me. So I went to CrossFit today, and I
wow, tell us a little more about it.
Yeah,
You
I know,
vegan
I was waiting
too?
for that one. I write little like notes on the whiteboard if we're using it and whatnot, and I actually wrote "Don't never give up, trust your instincts" on my whiteboard. So every time I looked down, I read that. I shit you not. But either way, I went to Poconos, and I actually met our neighbors up there, which was a very interesting night. I got back to my dad's place around 11 o'clock after a little bonfire. I saw a bunch of people were outside, so Eric and I were up, and we just walked over. And they're like, "You want to see me do a burnout in the scooter?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, grab the back of it and lift it up. And so I lifted up the scooter, and I'm like, "Okay." It was by the way, my name is Spencer, and it ended up with us. He was just like, "Hi, my name is insert name," and
wow, you really got to know him, well, didn't you?
well, I'm not saying his name because I get consent.
I thought you were being a dick. I was like,
I think I remember his name. It's in my phone.
it's Tim.
His last name is Pocono, so I know.
Poconos.
Wow, original. As he pokes my nose for the people that can't see it, i.e. everybody. Yeah, it ended up riding quads at 3 a.m.
That's not being a dick to your other neighbors.
Oh no, he was not a Dave. He was just like, "Hi, my name is meh. Here's my quads. And want to ride them?"
Shady.
And I'm like, "I would love to." And I also got to ride a Honda Ruckus, which is really fun.
Honda Ruckus.
Yep, 49cc scooter.
Who brought the
49
Ruckus?
cc's of fury.
Who brought the ruckus?
Is there a joke that I'm missing?
No, it just sounds funny.
Okay, cool. I caused a lot of ruckus driving around my neighborhood at 2 a.m.
I can see that being a slightly issue.
We also went and for full
slight issue.
For full disclaimer, I wasn't crazy about this, but we went. So he was like, "Here, follow me. I'll take you to a graveyard." I'm like, I didn't know there was a graveyard quadding distance from my father's house. And when they said take me to the graveyard, they meant actually go into the graveyard. And I'm driving quads around in the graveyard. Meanwhile, it's foggy as hell outside, dude. It was
creepy.
Dude, it was though. I mean, this was.
Spooky.
It was great. I felt like I was in a game or something. Just didn't feel like real life. And all of a sudden behind me, I see something with 3 headlights on it, which wasn't one of our guys. I was like, okay, cool. There's either a ghost quadder or a patrol person about to pull me over. And I haven't been on a quad in probably 10 years. So I'm just going a little bit slower than everyone else. And he just gets past me. Apparently it was just another guy on a quad who was just pissed at how slow I was going. So, but shout out to that guy for scaring the ever-living shit out of me. But it was a lot of fun. Eric and I went nuts to butts on this quad, and it was a good time. I think it was a great way to America. Sorry about the graveyard. That was not intentional. I thought we were going to go visit it, and we did. We just were a little more invasive than I expected it to be.
Fair enough.
But did we have fun? And the answer is yes. Yes, we did.
As long as you had fun.
As long as we had fun. And then I spent the actual Memorial Day taking a pickaxe to cement areas to get a pole out of the ground.
Nice.
Yes, happy Memorial Day.
Can I just say one of the questions on here is an interesting book or a video game is often better than a social event. I don't think I could click agree more to anything than I did right there.
Were can I double agree? I'm my phone's not wide enough to harness the amount of
the rest
degrees.
of them don't even matter. That's the most accurate statement. Fun fact also, I just bought a book to read for pleasure.
Wow. Have you done that since high school?
No. Really? I haven't actually sat down to be I want to read this book. And I was like, you know what? I actually want to get back into reading.
What book is it? I'll bite.
It is called The Second Life of Nick Mason. It is about a guy who was in prison, I think for 25 years he was supposed to serve, but he gets out after 5 because somebody pays for his bail and tells him, he's like, are you coming with me now? Gives him no ifs, ands, or buts about what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Takes him to a house. It's a nice house. Gives him $10,000. Says he'll get another $10,000 at the end of the month, every month. And he says, you could be doing whatever you want right now, but here's a phone. When this phone rings, you have to pick it up. And says just leaves him there. And
no. This could be this phone could be hey, I need you to murder this child in the park in 5 minutes.
I don't know yet because I only read the first 2 chapters.
And I wouldn't want to give it away for the audience, but that's kind of the notion where it's okay, he's probably not going to just call you to take out the trash or feed the cat.
No, it's going to be something fucked up because he says the guy looks like one of the. They're in Chicago, and he says he looks like one of the gang members. It would also make a really
boring book if it was about a guy that was just on house calls for chores.
What do you think goes better with this steak? Should he use the salt or the pepper? It's going to be probably, hey, come pick me up right now. And it's oh, what are you doing? It's murdering a family. So
sure you don't just need the trash taken out? Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, the body bags are on the 3rd floor. So I don't know anything about it yet. All I know is that he was taken out of prison, and then it talked about a time he met someone at prison was the second chapter, so I just started the third.
You guys keep doing your personality things. I keep reading little bits, and this one's like, debaters' capacity to debate can be a vexing one. While often appreciated when it's called for, it can fall painfully flat when they step on others' toes by, say, openly questioning their boss in a meeting or picking apart everything their significant other says.
Oh, so something I want to talk about
This
here.
further complicates by the debater's unyielding honesty, as this type doesn't mince words and cares little about being seen as sensitive or compassionate. I try. I mean, given just like what flavor avocado are you, like this is still a generalization. It's just a pretty heavy-hitting one.
That one's more accurate than just pick which piece of toast best represents you on a Thursday.
Right. You're a sour avocado because you hurt people's feelings. Boo.
No, there was something I wanted to talk about. Was that we talked about a little bit before the podcast. So I told you guys about the new Pokemon game that's coming out.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
There's just the title for the next article is just opportunity is missed because it looks like hard work. Like, fuck you. Fuck yourself.
Actually,
was there ever a title that best described my life?
So, Brian, before
There's
you
no
get
reason why my YouTube career of 6 years doesn't exist.
so before you get to your story, I just finished my test.
Damn, you blew through that.
I am the
Someone
defender
kept talking
personality.
on their podcast instead of doing the quiz.
I am the defender personality. ISFJ-A/-T. Sure.
Is that the cheat codes to get to your heart?
Up, down, left, right, B, A, start.
Oh, that should be your Tinder profile picture. Just adorable Bob face. There you go.
I want to go up, down, left, right, B, A, start on you.
So the defender personality type is quite unique, as many of their qualities defy the definition of their individual traits.
I'm gonna let you finish. No, but I kind of wonder, is there one where it's just like, oh, you're that personality that's everything, or did they say everything is unique?
There might. I don't know.
I would hope so. I would hope this website.
Is there a personality just you're bland as shit?
There probably is. They probably use a little bit nicer words because they're not debaters. But
you're about as exciting as paint drying.
You're a master debater, Spencer.
I am. I'm a master debater, and also I took the disc quiz, and I had the high D. How you doing? Anyway,
though sensitive, defenders have excellent analytical abilities. Though reserved, they have well-developed people skills and robust social relationships.
It's like you're an introverted radio guy or something.
Right? And though they're generally a conservative type, defenders are often receptive to change and new ideas.
Obama.
As so many things, people with the defender personality type are more than the sum of their parts, and it is the way they use their strengths that defines who they are. There's hardly a better type to make up such a large proportion of the population, nearly 13%. Combining the best tradition and the desire to do good, defenders are found in lines of work with a sense of history behind them, such as medicine, academics, and charitable social work.
That sounds pretty accurate for you.
Yeah, I'd say.
It's pretty good. Can I see what your picture looks like? I love the little guys. Like here, let me show you. Let me see if I can pull up.
Does your guy just look like a dick?
It looks like a politician, so yeah, I guess so.
It says here, defender personalities are often meticulous to the point of perfectionism.
That guy just is like, now let me tell you why you're wrong.
Oh my god. He looks like a dick.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's something else
Kinda
here
perfect
that's
for
just
me.
like describes me to a fucking T. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner.
Yeah,
That is 110% my life.
You might be more of a debater than you realize, Brian. You might be more of a debater. Or we might just both agree on that one question the entire quiz, Brian. One of the
It's
two.
like we disagree on everything else. You're going to be a debater, I can tell you right
Your answer's
now.
like, you're the anti-debater. Fuck that guy.
You see this guy? It shows your guy like this. Fuck him. You're the guy next to him like, I can't stand his shit.
What does your guy look like? I want to see.
This is my person here. It's a nurse.
Nurse Bob, you're adorable.
The hell?
You look like you would walk up to a sick person and be like, oh, schnookums.
My cat's Instagram just tagged me in something.
DHS.
But I'm the only one who
Three-armed cat.
But I'm the only one who has access to it.
Unless, do we have access via Shibby? Because
No.
shared, maybe Corinne. Why does your cat have an Instagram? Hold
Because
on. Don't be that guy.
Because oh no, it was telling me that I tagged something. Never mind. The only reason why my cat has an Instagram is because the people we adopted Evie from wanted updates on how she was doing because they all loved her a lot. So they asked me, hey, can you make... Dude, when I first had the cat and the cat didn't like me at all and I had to take her to the vet, which she fucking hated me for doing because I had to put her in the cat carrier. I took her there. As soon as she saw like the vet and everyone else there, she's the calmest fucking cat. Clipped her nails, gave her a shot, do everything else to her. She just fucking laid there and took everything. She's like, whatever, fine.
Wow.
She's like, one more light? Go for it.
Experiences.
She just was like, I'm just going to let you do whatever. You want to give me a shot? Fine. You want to cut my nails? Whatever. You want to turn my head? That's fine. Go in my mouth? Whatever. Just like, fucking did everything to this cat. The cat was just like, fine.
But you try and shove
and
one
then like
pill
I
down
go to
her
pet her on the
throat.
head and she was like, and I was like, what the
She
fuck?
hissed at you?
Oh, back then, yeah. She hated me then. I was new. And she was in a new environment. She didn't like me.
Cats are the best.
She loves me now.
Finish your quiz. I'm curious now.
Furious. Sounds like you said you're furious.
I'm furiously curiously.
No, so what I wanted to say was, so there's a new Pokemon game. Something really cool about this game has co-op.
That's awesome.
Well,
I've been
on
wanting
Game
a
Boy?
Pokemon game with
Or is
co-op.
this the Switch one?
It's on Switch.
Oh. So it's not mobile. Well, I know that's Never mind,
technically
it's a Switch.
mobile.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
Switch.
Mobile.
It's
I'm thinking of every...
Well, you wouldn't know because you haven't opened your box yet.
I did open the box. I did do all the filming, and I just haven't filmed I haven't edited the unboxing yet. Which is going to be just a really cringy wannabe.
Vader says what?
Artsy-sounding.
what day is it today?
Today's Wednesday, May
Add a
30th,
year to it. That's when it'll be done.
when the Switch 2 is already out.
I hate to say it, but when did Anti-Glory die? Because that was when I got the Switch. Oh, it's been a while then.
Have you played anything on it?
I made an avatar.
Didn't you get Zelda with it?
They're still in the wrapper. I don't have time, dude.
It's such a good game.
I'm sure it's an amazing game. This would be a great system for me to purchase in the winter. I'm a happy little free bunny in the summer, man. I go everywhere.
Oh,
See
I'm
people.
the exact opposite.
You go out in the winter? Oh, you just don't go out.
I just don't go out.
Oh, well, then there you go. That explains that one. No, in the winter, I'm more like I have a more chill night because there's some satisfaction that comes out of like a warm, cozy fire or just a warm environment and looking outside in the snowy shitstorm that it is, knowing that I'm in here cuddled.
I'm in here warm while homeless people are dying of frostbite outside. Ah, the good old days.
Well, there goes that. There goes that not sensitivity of being that debater. I didn't even mean to do that one. God damn it. But yeah. So,
but yeah, fuck the homeless people. Why don't they just get a home already? I could build one in Minecraft in 5 minutes. Why don't they do that?
it's just like, it was something like when Mitt Romney was running for president. It's like, why don't the homeless just get money? It's that easy. It's not that
I
easy.
wish that was easy.
It is easy to get money, just to get accumulate money. That's the toughie.
As someone wiser than me once said also, it is expensive to be poor.
I said that to you.
Oh, I mean, that's been a phrase that a lot of people say for a
That means
long
you're
time.
really wise.
Well, thank you, Brian. This was the best
I take
almost
it back.
compliment I ever. Nope, can't do it. Nope,
Bob,
nope.
Bob,
takes you back.
stop the podcast. I want to love you every day. Ba-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Da-da, ba-da-da. I want to kill myself. Ba-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
I don't think DJ Quads would appreciate your ad libs.
Ba-da-da, I want to kill you every day.
Well, yeah, but you shut up
Then
and finish your
hang
goddamn
myself.
personality test.
I listened to a little bit of the last episode we did.
Right.
I was listening to like the little bits that
Brian
Bob said he was
reacts.
doing. Brian reacts to himself.
Oh, wow. He
The
sucks.
podcast reacts to the podcast.
That's something I noticed that like the React
I
channel.
actually wouldn't be against that.
No,
give it a few months ago.
no,
Shut up. I'm not
no.
talking to you. You died, remember?
commentary for the episode.
You're dead.
DVD
Now finish your
extras.
quiz, you dead man.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. No, I think like maybe in like a few months' time we should revisit our first episode just for fun. Just
You
for shits.
enjoy
You know what?
going to social events that involve dress up and role play activities. The furry club, hell yeah.
I totally hit a hard hit on that. I was like, just went to an anime convention.
Strongly agree.
Ooh, yeah. Trying to rebuild a scooter
That's
to
the
look
one
like the
agree to a
FLCL
social
one.
event that I'm going to accept.
Also, what are we doing Saturday night, boys? The new season of FLCL comes out.
Does it come out that day?
Oh yes, Yes.
Wanna
June
come watch it
2nd.
here?
I would love to. Bob, what are you doing?
I'll have to let you know. I know I'm working an event from 5 to 7 in Bridgewater.
Podcast listeners, what are you doing?
So I'm literally around the corner.
Go fuck yourself. I don't know why they're high pitched and me just a little further away from the mic, but that's what they said.
Well, this will probably come out after it happens anyway, but you were invited. You heard it here. You were invited because we care about our listeners.
Send
Give
us an
thumbs
email
up
at
and-
shibbyshackofficial@gmail.com for more information.
Damn it! I gotta check the email.
That'll be the thing you do. That'll be the thing you
right
do.
here. I enjoy coming up with ideas, and I hate the grunt work. And they put grunt work in quotations. I shit you not. And like, I get out of my head. But
Dude,
I guess
that is
was-
so you. Holy crap.
I know. I mean, I don't know though. I thought
You'd rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Fucking hard agree there.
You and I might be closer.
Dude,
than we
literally
thought.
my entire college and work career can be summarized.
I love
by
this
that
one too.
statement.
There are no rules here. We're just trying to accomplish something.
Hence the YouTube channel called Amateur Everything.
Or the Top Dead Center one, or the 2 Guys 1 Car one, or the 2-Player Challenge one, or the Shibby Shack one. That one actually might make.
Hey,
a
we're
comeback.
actually doing something here. With,
No, we're
with
doing
this
something
one.
with Shibby Shack.
We are. It's just turned into a podcast because
Well,
filming videos hard.
I've had so many goddamn ideas for like comedic shorts that I want to
Let's
do,
do it.
and one of them I know I can actually do.
Any sort of acting, I am 100% in.
All right, because there's one I want to do. I'll give like the premise right now.
the acting part. I'm just putting it out there.
Thank you. No, there's one I want to do, and it's I'll give like the quick like brief of like what it's going to be. I might do it at the Renaissance Fair because I think it's just better to do it there, where it's like a warrior comes back from like killing a dragon, and everyone's like, "Yay, whatever!" And then like the innkeeper's like, "Oh, thank you, warrior, you saved us from the evil dragon's might." And he's like, "Oh, you know, it's just all in a hard day's work." And then she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "So," she's like, "What?" He's like, "So who's gonna pay me?" And she's like, "What?" He's like, who's gonna pay me for killing the dragon? She's like, "Oh, you know, I
This
kind
is
of
awkward.
thought you would just did that for the good of the people." He's like, "Well, the good of the people really doesn't put food on the table. Kind of need money for that." And she's like, "Oh, well, you know."
Someone listening, make this funnier and come out with the video before Brian, so I can see his disappointment.
And it just it comes to the point where they're like getting into like an actual like argument. He's like, "So why don't you let me stay at your inn?" She's like, "Oh, well, that's gonna be 10 gold." Yeah, right. So why don't you just let me stay there for the experience of having me stay at your inn? She's like, "Well, I kind of need to make money." Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it's fine. You know, when I need to kill the dragon, it's all for the experience. But when you need someone to stay there, yeah, it's all money. Yeah, no, I get it.
Dude, killing the dragon looked great on your resume. I'm just saying.
But it's like
Think of the exposure.
But
Exactly.
yeah, it's essentially like a knock on like how things are for today.
You get to keep the dead dragon.
Yeah, so it's essentially that, but like in medieval time, and I have to put more jokes in it. But yeah, that's like one of the ideas I had.
Okay.
Another one was I want to do like a long series of like everyday Pokemon encounters. So you go like you're at a restaurant and they're like, "All right, so what'll be today, boys?" Waitress Tiffany wants to battle.
I didn't just laugh.
You're like at the funeral service, and they're like, "As we gather here today, to mourn the death of Grandpa Jim. Cousin Ted wants to battle."
Dead Jim used rigor mortis hard and it was super effective.
I know, but the one I wanted to do was like to be the last one where it's like you're at your father's deathbed, and he's like, "Son, there's just one thing I always wanted to tell you." It's like deathbed dad wants to battle. He chooses like Haunter. And like you beat the Haunter, and it's like it plays like the winning music, and then like they always say something after you beat them. But the thing I wanted for dad is like after he comes up, it just goes beep.
I actually tried to resist laughing at Deathbed Dad because I want to give you the satisfaction, but that was pretty fucking funny.
So like that was gonna be like an ongoing series, just like when I could come up with like other like random Pokemon encounters. So That was one of them. I'm trying to think. What was another one I wanted to do? I'll fucking do it in a second.
What are
Sorry,
you
I'm trying
talking
to like do a podcast.
We're sorry,
You're
we're
just
doing
yelling at me.
content.
I didn't say anything to you.
I didn't say anything to you. He then gives me middle fingers and looks at me sternly.
Still didn't say it.
Dad.
It's not my fault I'm a debater and I don't
Shut up,
understand
deathbed
human
dad.
emotion, apparently. Semi-accurately.
So, those are two of the ideas I wanted to do for like comedy shorts.
That'd be cool. I'm in. I have a camera and a bunch of equipment and a drone and
Another thing I want to try and
way
do.
more invested
have
than I
me.
should. That's all we need, Bob. That's all we
Another
need.
thing I want to do is like was us try to do Guinness World Records.
Oh,
Just just look up a random world record and be like, all right, let's try to do it.
that
And then
was
we
in
just-
my Tinder bio as a former Guinness Book of World Records record holder.
Of what record, may I ask?
Part of the world's longest high five.
How?
Actually, I was also in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, we're same event. No,
No, I did. Mine was a different
No.
event. No, mine was a different event. Mine
that's
was
right. It was
mine
me
was
and
the
Phil.
world's.
Never mind.
No, mine was the world's longest Sunday.
What?
But
world's
Sundays are
long-
only 24 hours. How can they get any longer?
The world's longest ice cream sundae.
It happened to be on February 29th.
Ooh, the Super Sunday. Be there.
No, it was
Sundays.
no, it was
And chocolate sundae.
My town did the got a gutter service to come in and give us like the base, and then we put like ice cream along like the entire thing.
You know, because the first thing I
pretty
think of
cool.
ice cream
So my
is gutter
town-
service.
No, because we got the
I
gutter.
get it as an extra long
Yeah.
trowel. I get
Yeah,
it.
so we.
But
so
it's just
we
like,
did, we did it
we
through there.
serve Sundays in this gutter service.
So we held
on
we
Sundays.
also held the record for a solid like 2 weeks because another town was like, we could do that and just do the exact same thing. We're like, all right, dicks.
Meanwhile, it's draining taxpayer dollars to buy gutters and ice cream.
Or as I like to call it, breakfast.
Hey.
Yeah, I put in like one of the first scoops, but then I had to go back up because I was with the
Well, yeah, one
fire-
scoop ain't gonna cut it for the biggest Sunday, dipshit.
Well, no, I put in one scoop just to be a part of it because I had to get up on top of the.
and I help.
What's the little like basket thing of like at
Cherry
the top
picker?
of like the cherry picker for like the fire trucks where they put out like, the big
Oh,
ladders?
tallest Sunday.
No, longest. I had
Why
to go
do
to
you
the top
need
of the
a
thing because
cherry
I was
picker?
filming it,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
we did it. We did.
Oh.
Like, you know my town where the fire department is, right next to that
Town
big baseball
hired
field.
the Department of Public Works cherry picker so you could film the event. This was a lot of money that went into this, sir. The DPW don't work for free.
They were
World's most
literally-
expensive ice
they're-
cream
They're
sundae,
literally
too.
right next to the fire department.
I didn't say the travel expenses were expensive.
There's
I'm saying,
3 other fire departments within like a mile radius of it. I think they were fine.
Wait, you said cherry picker and the fire service? Are you sure it wasn't a ladder truck? You're talking about a fire truck did this.
Yeah, I said the fire
cherry
truck.
picker's a
He said cherry
utility
picker.
truck.
I don't fucking know.
No, okay, that could
It's-
be a bucket
yes,
truck.
Mr. Volunteer Fireman. I'm talking about the ladder
Oh,
thing.
please,
we go
I
up
haven't
in the
volunteered
little
in like a month and a half. I'm terrible.
basket thingy.
That's what it's called, the basket thingy.
I don't know what it's called.
It wasn't that a Green Day album?
That's basket case. That's what you are, dick. Fucking debating asshole.
How you doing?
I will debate you. I am an asshole. Thank you very much.
Well, there's something.
I can imagine you're with a girl and you're like, I'm kind of an asshole. She's like, oh, please, you're not that bad. Listen, cunt, I am an asshole.
Woo! No, I.
Coming in with the hard C. Wow.
Mom, don't listen.
Well, no, it's great. When I went to England, that was just like saying shit over there. It was a C
No, that was
word.
just saying, like, you idiot. They're like, oh, you cunt.
Also, in Czech
Yeah, silly
Republic,
cunt.
I met a bunch of Australians that told me all the different ways of using the C word. And it was
Oh, dude.
That's
I
amazing.
I wish that America wasn't so butthurt about it because it's such a satisfying
you
word
could
to
have
say.
just ended that as I wish America wasn't so butthurt. That'd
Well, I
be
mean,
cool,
yes,
too.
that's pretty obvious, but it's
See,
it's
say
something
that,
about
you're
just something about just the
fucking-
words that are so good. Like fuck, it's like such a good thing to say.
It makes you
'Cause that-
feel good.
That K at the end of it is really good. While just saying like cunt, it's just like it's like oh yeah,
So are you ever going to
Something
finish
about
the
that
survey,
cuss
or are we just
sound.
going to cut
Oh
the
my-
podcast here?
cut.
Next episode, Brian might finish the survey. No one will care by next episode.
All right, to keep the conversation going while I'm doing it. Then I'm sorry, I'm fucking quarterbacking this shit like it's my goddamn job.
One of
Yeah,
my
way to
favorite
go,
things,
Kobe.
You were mentioning, yeah, with words and everything like that. One of my favorite comedy bits is from George Carlin, "The 7 Words You Can't Say on TV."
Ship is fucking
I
toxic,
love
motherfucker.
George Carlin.
It is one of my all-time favorite
Have
bits.
you
where
ever
he's
wondered-
talking about it?
So you know the whole, and I'm going to quote this improperly like I do most quotes, but the whole thing, like, you're long enough to be a hero or you die a villain or something like that. And that seems to be the going trend with, Bill Cosby and the, not George Carlin, the other guy with the receding hairline, what the hell's his name? Andrew WK.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
One of
not
those words
Andrew
and
WK.
names and letters.
Holy shit, no.
Very-
WK is a
very
saint.
different people.
He hasn't hit the point of being a villain yet. You're still a hero, Andrew WK. Don't fuck it up. Anyway,
Just don't make a bad album and you'll be fine, Andrew.
And also, don't masturbate in front of people. That apparently that needs to
Again,
be put in the handbook.
My thing about Andrew, God, you're doing me. The thing about Louis C.K. was that everyone's like, "How dare he
at least he
masturbate in front of
consented.
people?" I'm just like, "Are you surprised? Have you seen Louis? He
True.
straight up told someone, "I'm gonna go home, masturbate to you, and there's nothing you can do
There are
about
certain
it."
bands where like, wow, that lead singer's an asshole. It's like, have you heard the music?
Have you listened to Last Train Home? It's about Last Train Home to get home to rape a baby.
Apparently, at least I think it was most of the. Ew, really? At least
lead singer of Lost Prophets? No, it was not to go home to rape a baby. But that's what he did.
I'm sorry. I was in two different conversations.
No, Last
there.
Train Home is an amazing song that I still love, even though the lead singer's a piece of shit.
Right. I was still thinking. I was not aware of that song. I was thinking of Louis C.K. singing a song about. Anyway.
Forget the sorrow.
But yeah, have you ever wondered like? I don't know if George Carlin passed away. That probably would have been a better thing to start the conversation. Not start, but to know the conversation. But like, I wonder like if he lived long enough, would he have been another villain? Like,
I don't think so.
I don't want to think so.
I don't want to think so either. I mean, my dad was a huge fan of his. I actually have 3 of George Carlin's books as well, and all 3 are absolutely hysterical.
A lot of people love him.
And
Heart failure at age 71.
Yes. So, and when did he die? 2004? 2008.
Yes. Says years active, 56. Wow. That's how they describe life in Wikipedia, as years active? Okay, well, no, that's fair.
It doesn't say birth date on there?
I'm
like the very top.
He died June 22nd, 2008. I'm on like the Google search.
Oh, you gotta
version of
click
Wikipedia.
the actual.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Wikipedia
it's
thing.
still gonna say years active when I go in there. But I mean, it makes it sound like he's like a service member. It's just no, he's just years alive would be okay. No, he's born in active as a stand-up. Oh, context matters. He was born in 1937 in Manhattan. I've heard of there. Indeed. But no, I do love George Carlin.
Yeah, he would have been 90, like 91 this year.
So if the heart failure didn't get him, he probably would have just.
71.
That's a sort of acceptable age.
Acceptable is a terrible word for it. I don't really know.
You're allowed to die now.
No, it's a respectable age to die.
Yeah.
I would say.
Right.
I'd say
so
like
anyone who
60s.
dies prematurely, you disrespected us.
Not in that type of respectable.
It's just too easy to get offended. It's just so easy to play the offended card. You can get offended about anything if you try hard enough.
That's why I like that picture. Where it's like the picture that nobody can get offended by, and it was just a white, like a plain picture of just a white background.
See,
And
why
some-
are there no other colors in the background?
No,
sir?
because then somebody goes, like if your jokes have to offend someone, they're not worth being funny. And someone's like, congratulations, you got offended by nothing.
Well, that's just it, though. Like, it's a joke, and all jokes are based off of tragedy. It's mocking, or not all, but like the core of humor.
Tragedy
is
plus
tragedy.
time equals comedy.
Exactly. It's laughing at tragedy and not letting it get to you, not necessarily the circumstance. I mean, are there terrible people that will laugh at, anything? Yes. They will.
r/too soon is literally a subreddit about laughing at things after they happen.
But it's, for the most part, it's a way of just coping with terrible things in life, is just laughing. At the end of the, I guess, again, why this fucking personality test hits close to home. But, like, one thing, I guess it's pretty easy to offend me. I mean, like, yes, there was one time at PAX where you were poking fun at me for, like, being out of the relationship after 6 years. I wasn't even offended. I was emotionally exhausted. I think there's a difference there, because I wasn't like, fuck you, Brett.
You did say fuck you, Brian, actually.
Was I mad? I don't remember being mad. I just remember being like, please stop.
No, you were not like that. You listened to a little anger in there.
All right, that maybe offended me. I'm not afraid to admit I was offended.
Snowflake.
Rare snowflake.
Which is one of my
sir.
favorite and also least favorite things to call people. I like calling it ironically, but people are like, "Oh, snowflakes." I'm like, "Yeah, you're the same person who gets mad about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee." Dick.
Yeah.
Talk about snowflakes. Oh man, took a knee.
Both sides have snowflakes. Just one has a label for it. But yes.
Well, what did we learn today, gentlemen?
Well, that Brian takes forever to take fucking personality tests.
I'm almost done. Bob, what time are we at?
We're at 1 hour.
Oh, look at that. Time flies when you're having fun.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Neat.
We'll talk about some stuff. I'm almost done.
Spencer, what did you learn today?
What did I learn today? I learned that even though if I might think I'm a unique snowflake, apparently certain websites that only contain 16 different personalities can still make me feel like that I'm just another person that also could be that same personality.
I'm on the last thing.
I learned that...
Take your time.
Yeah, I mean, you already did. I learned that personality, like, tests, things like that, are somewhat scary accurate, but all at the same time way too generic.
You have the tendency to procrastinate until there's not enough time to do everything.
That's a question?
Hard agree.
Yeah, you still agree with questions. No, it's just I think there was a reason why she sent like I guess I should read up a little bit more on 16 personalities, but I think there was a reason why
16 reasons why.
16 16 reasons why. No, there's a reason why she chose this quiz over like again, what flavor toast are you, but it's just, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all the same species. We're bound to be similar in some sort of way. No matter how special... it's like the hypocrisy of society. Like, everyone has to be an individual, and everyone has to be themselves, but everyone also has to fit in. Like, you can't have A and B. And I'm more towards A anyway. I don't think fitting in should ever have to matter. But at the same time, being the same species, we're bound to have people that have the same ideologies. Even if you don't speak the same language, you're bound to have the same people in a different society.
My character looks like a hippie.
You are a mediator. Wasn't that what you were?
No, I was a defender.
A defender. We sound like the worst D&D cast ever. I'm the debater, you're the mediator, and I'm the defender. Actually, we sound more like a role-playing courthouse.
You know what
My
I
character
wanna
looks
see?
like healing stones will fix her flu.
You know what I want to see now? I want to see our three like personalities as D&D types. And do a campaign as our
I
personalities.
mean, I have multiple friends that we could play D&D with, and
I already know my nature if I was ever to do that. It'd be chaotic and neutral.
neat. I don't know what that means.
Well, there's the
Does that mean when you're one of
lawful,
them
neutral, and
anarcho-communist
chaotic, and then there's the way it works is there's like the good and evil side of things. There's lawful, neutral, and chaotic.
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
So
right.
there's like lawfully good, where people are like, we must obey the law. And
I'd be
abide
lawfully
by its
chaotic.
I actually I saw those broken down with bread. Like,
Oh yeah, there's like there's a lot of memes where people be like, and then there's like true neutral where it's like
they use the pie around the bread.
I neither agree or disagree with what you are saying, and then there's like chaotic evil who are just like, I want to watch the world burn.
They leave the bread open.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically.
So what? You are a mediator. Let's end it with
what are your letters? What did you learn as your letters?
I am INFP-A.
We should get frat.
No one
jerseys
could
with
stop me from dreaming.
I mean,
Mind, this trait
that
determines
sounded
how we
pretty
interact
BuzzFeed-ish, but okay.
Well, that's what it said. I'm just fucking...
I'm just saying what I think is on my mind, which is apparently part of my personality.
Mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good, even in the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better.
That's accurate.
I agree with Corinne.
While they may
find
be
it,
perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. Comprising of just 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediator personality type. But when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration.
That reminds me a lot of your "Have a great day, everybody" Facebook posts.
I just want everyone to have a good time. All right, let me get into it a little
This
bit
is
about.
too accurate. This is
let me-
way too accurate.
Let me get into why I do that. The reason why I post these like "Have a great day, everybody."
Because you're having a
things.
bad day.
Okay.
You want to have positivity.
No,
That's why I do it.
because it's fucking trendy now to be depressed. It's
Holy-
trendy
Yes.
to just be like, I'm a piece of shit. I don't know what's going on in the
my
world.
turn.
I'm a mess. Blah 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 blah. And like I noticed that when I was looking at like artists on like Twitter, and I see their profiles, and they're like 25-year-old dummy who doesn't know what they're doing with their life.
How many Facebook
26-year-old person who's a mess, and like people who share things where they're like, my neck, my back, my anxiety attack, where it's just like,
I haven't seen that's actually pretty funny.
but it's just people who are like these self-diagnosed, I have bad
Self-loathing.
anxiety, and these self-diagnosed, I'm severely depressed, and I'm like, listen, I get it, you have problems, but you don't have to let these problems define you as a person. Everybody has issues. Just because you're stressed out sometimes doesn't mean you have anxiety. Just because, you know, you don't want to make that phone call to that person because you don't like talking on the phone with people. A lot of people don't like talking on the phone to people. The thing is, I hate talking on the phone to people simply because I can't see them, and I can't really see like how they're interpreting our conversation. Like I can't
Must
really
suck
like
listening to
bounce
people
off
when you
of
can't
that.
see them, huh?
Which is odd because I fucking love podcasts. No, the thing is because then they're not talking to me.
I know. I'm just
So
being facetious.
yeah, you are dick. Debater douchebag. Deadbeat debater
Dick debater
douchebag.
Dick debater.
Fuck the KKK. I got the triple D.
But no, it's
Easy
just
there, Fieri.
But no, it's just like I just
Go
it's
Flavortown.
it's so goddamn trendy now to be depressed and to just beat the
fetishize
ever loving shit out of yourself. Yeah, just to fetishize about just how you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And the thing is, it's okay to like have some confidence in yourself. It's not a bad thing. It's okay to maybe know what you're doing at some points in life. That doesn't mean you're better off. Like, I feel like it's also just people don't want other people to know that they're doing well, I guess. Like, people don't want people
It
to
depends.
know that they're confident in themselves, that
Well,
they know what they're doing. I'm sorry, I'll let you
No,
get
he's
to
not
I'll
wrong.
let you
He's
get to
wrong.
this point in a second.
Don't worry,
but it's just
Kanye.
like it's just infuriating that nobody just wants to have just like a shred of pride in themselves anymore. Like, it's like, yes, if you're just
I
walking
know
around
exactly what you're talking about.
with like, you got Mr. Big Dick who never looks down and has their nose up to people all goddamn day, being like, I'm the fucking best. You're shit. I'm so great. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, then you're an asshole. But if you know your own worth, like, that's not a bad thing. It's just like I talk to people and they're like, they're like, it's a very common thing. It's like, say you're in art class in like fucking middle school or high school and you draw something. Someone's like, hey, that's pretty good. Nah, it's shit. Shut up.
Yeah,
It's okay for someone to give you a compliment and then just accept that compliment. And I don't mean that as like you're walking down the street and some guy's like, nice ass, lady. Yes, that you don't have to accept those. But if somebody's like, hey, your artwork's pretty good, or like, hey, you sang something
even if
one
you don't
day,
agree,
it's
just say
like,
thank you. Say thank you. No, I get where you're coming from. I mean, especially how many Facebook profile pictures do you see with the filter that says "Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage." That's the biggest one that I see all the time. But I've kind of been there because like in college I took a course that was called the culture of was it the culture of narcissism or something about narcissism? Point being, it was all about narcissism. And that class kind of fucked me up because, I mean, I already had, I guess, kind of issues. I had issues, like you were saying, like giving myself self-worth. I wanted to stay humble. But I really think, as hypocritical as it might sound, I think there is being too humble. Like, when you're not giving yourself credit where it's due, that's not being humble, that's being toxic. And,
you're being toxic to yourself.
I'm 28 years old, and I've only learned this lesson this year.
Which is fine.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, you're allowed to learn.
I'm not ashamed. And it's kind of funny you bring up all this because this has been my fucking, like, I don't know what it was, beginning of this year. It's like, I usually have as my resolutions, start the YouTube channel, which, again, I use dark humor and joke about the fact that I've been trying for 6 years. Not even trying, that I bought the equipment and I've been attempting for 6 years, and it never happened. But, like, I was like, you know what, this year I'm just going to start with self-help. I started going CrossFit again. Yes, I'm sorry I mentioned it. I went to a nutritionist. I'm really just trying to better myself from the ground up so I can finally work my way to the point where I'm just comfortable. And it's been fun. I went to a fucking anime convention, which I was insecure about back in the day. I used to make fun of people about it, when in reality I was just hiding my own insecurities in front of making fun of them. And now here I am doing stuff. When I graduated college, I quit my ska band because I told myself it was time to grow up. It was time to sit down. It was time to buckle down. Get a real job. Oh, I hate that term now. I get a real job and just start to be an adult. There's one thing I learned about being an adult is there's not a single adult on this fucking earth that knows how to be an adult, and that's okay. And that's what I learned today.
Fair enough. I guess my thing is then I want to learn how to do that.
Well, let me be your teacher. I'll try not to be a dick.
Emphasis on the try.
I learned that I need to learn. Or I learned that I want to learn. Have to learn. Learn.
And
Learn.
knowing is half the battle.
The thing is, you don't have to force yourself into these two things too, as long as you're just accepting to the fact of these, like, it just accept.
It was a realization, man.
Yeah, it's hard too sometimes because we've just ingrained into people to just not be a pompous asshole all the time, and there's just people who are like, or like say, there's been times where even if I was like proud of something, I'm like, oh, look at this, look at X of what I did, or like. And so someone was just like, well, I can't do that because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Or like something that somebody we know does, or is that another thing I noticed that a lot of people do where it's like, oh, I can't do this because of this reason. And where someone will just be like, well, I still did it and I fought up downhill battles in the snow.
I bought a house when I was 18
while I was
back in
naked
1950, whatever,
and
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And the thing is just you don't know people's
Personal struggle.
the personal struggle they went to. Maybe they were better off. Maybe they busted their ass for it. Maybe they just lucked out or just made really good decisions along the way there.
It can happen.
Because maybe
Maybe they have internal battles that you know nothing about.
Exactly. There are friends that we have that own a house.
Chester
they are
Bennington,
married. They own a house. They're doing fine. Like, all right, I'll even say their names.
Chris Cornell.
I was gonna say, I'll even say their names. We have a friends, Emily and Kyle. They have a house. They're together. They're married.
Dicks.
They're doing really well for themselves. And this is not me trying to bash them. I'm fucking proud of them. I'm really happy for them. I'm proud of them. Went to their wedding. Amazing wedding. I'm really happy for them. But I know that there's going to be people out there who are just like, oh, well, they had it better or whatever, blah, 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 blah. No, I know both of them busted their ass to get to where they are now. And it's just say you're in that scenario and you can't either, like, I know some people do this, like, you can't look down on someone and be like, well, they're 20 or 30 fucking whatever. Like that 30-year-old guy who was living at his parents' house and his parents forced him to move out. Like there was that story. I'm sure that guy also made a lot of bad decisions, but say there was another person who did that and someone's like, oh, you're still living at home? How fucking dare you? Or it's like, you don't know what their situation is like. They might have something. It's they might still be in debt from college. They might have like something they went through with, maybe it was like drugs, alcohol, whatever it might be, and there's just something that's holding them back from doing it. And they're doing their best, but there's things that stop people from progressing, and that doesn't make them a bad person. They're trying. Everyone is trying.
Yeah.
Sure, there are people who aren't trying, but just you can't shit on someone if you don't know. You can't open up a book to page 430 of my life and say you know me.
There will always be somebody that shits on you no matter what, whether they call you privileged, whether it's because of your race, creed, religion, background, this, that, and the other. And there's just sometimes, if someone's having a whose life is worse battle, you just gotta be like,
fucking hate.
Which you just gotta be like, you win. Your life is worse than me. You
Congratulations,
win.
you won. Like, do you feel better now?
Now you sound like a debater because that's not very sensitive.
There is someone in my family who does that all the time. Now, you guys know the health crap that's going on with my dad and all this other stuff.
Sure.
This other person in my family, I rolled over the other day and my back really hurts now. My hand is just killing me.
It makes you wonder, like, do these people have to be, why do they seek to be the center of attention? Like, it's not even like I'm pissed at it. I'm genuinely curious. Like, what goes through a person's head where
like
you hear someone's trials and tribulations and you suddenly have to make people feel worse, like you have to put yourself in the center so they feel worse for you?
Because I feel like for that, they want people to acknowledge the fact that they also have it rough. So it's more of just like an internal thing where it's like, I'm a piece of shit because
we
I
all
don't
want
do
a pat
X.
on the back for
and
our
it's like
trials and
so it's like,
tribulations.
say I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, my back hurts and my arm hurts, I'm telling you guys about it, and then Bob's like, oh man, that really sucks, like I'm sorry to hear that. It's like, I guess it's like more comforting to hear from somebody else that like, I'm going through something hard.
And to be fair, at the end of the day, just like being offended or what we find funny, trauma is also subjective to the person. So they might see somebody sympathizing with someone else's trauma and want them to be sympathized with as well.
Yeah, I could say I stubbed my toe today, or I kicked this bar stool that I'm sitting on right now, and it was the worst pain I've ever had. Meanwhile, there's someone out there who lost both of their legs and would love to be able to stub their toe on something.
There will always
Like,
be so.
you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. It's just we all get into our state of mind where it's just this day sucks and whatnot. And actually, like I was listening, there was what was the YouTuber that unfortunately passed away from cancer? It was
Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuit. I've really never listened to him, but I was listening to H3 podcast and then I was listening, like, he was already diagnosed and whatnot, and just hearing him talk in his trials, his day-to-day trials, and like it's one of those things where you can take the information one of two ways, like either or I guess a few ways. You could be just like, that sucks, or you could be like, the old Spencer be like, wow, that sucks. Why am I such a shitty person where I find my issues bad? But now but the newer me sees it as like, if he can get through this, I can get through what I'm getting through as well. There's a lot of people, I guess we kind of pick and choose who we learn our lessons from. Some people learn from like entrepreneurs, people that made it rich, like no jokes with Steve Jobs and whatnot. I found my lessons from people who have nearly met death, from survivors of cancer and whatnot, and what they find, what they give value in. And it's really all come down to the same thing. What do you enjoy? The people who are around you, and just make sure you're just having fun with life. You don't have to be living like the dream, but just be happy. Like it's nothing will do that except you. You have to look at yourself, and it's a mental barrier you have to get through. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of property, there's nothing like that's going to make you happy. It will help. I mean, yes, the stresses of knowing if you could pay rent each month are horrendous, but that is not the key to genuine happiness. And that's where I'm fighting right now. That's the point I am at in my own battle. And that's what I learned today again.
Fair enough.
Gentlemen, anything else to conclude with? This has been the Shibby Shack. Thank you for listening.
Yes, adore you all the time. I like to. I like to.